Hey guys, welcome back into the show. We appreciate it. Glad you're here. We had a 2-day hiatus because of weather, but we are back. We're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to get going. It is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day, January 28th. Arch City now ready to rock and roll. Vic Faust here. Producer Rye in the house. Producer Rye, it's good to see you, man. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods.
At least I could say I'm alive.
Oh, you're alive. Okay, there we go. You're alive. Live better than that, baby. Tell your subconscious how you're going to be today. And you're like, I don't need that, Vic.
Yeah, I already know how I'm going to be today.
Oh, no, dude. Damn, dude. Damn, I can see it all over your face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. We all go through stuff. I get it. I'm here, man. You're here. I'm glad you're here, buddy. I'm glad to see you for what it's worth.
Glad to see you too, Vic.
Don't want to smack me across the room for trying to be.
Never would do that.
That way with you, dude. We got a lot of sports stuff going on. A huge Tuesday night in the area when it comes to some of the things that were going on. The Blues. Oh man, I think it's officially over. I mean, I've been saying it for weeks. I never bought into this team. I wanted to buy into this team. I didn't believe the hype. I questioned the hype. Then certain things didn't happen. And now, oh my gosh. Robert Thomas had been out. Then last night, Kyrou and Snuggerud go out against the Stars. They battled their arses off last night, the Blues, that is. And I love Brendan Shen. He had a couple goals. But in the end, the Blues lose again. They're second to last place in the entire Western Conference. Oh, that's how bad things are. Plus, you got a lot of your guys down now, or 3 guys that have been injured and fighting and trade talk. But the Blues go down last night. It's just like there's been a black cloud hanging over the sports city of St. Louis for some time when it comes to our sports teams. But then there's SLU. And here's the thing. We'll get into SLU. SLU won last night. Game-winning shot at the buzzer. Robbie Avila. Do you know is he 6'9"? You think he's 6'? Have you seen him in person?
He's about a 6'9".
Okay, because I was going to say, I know he's a big guy,
6'9",
but
6, maybe 6'10".
And I'm trying to believe in SLU. Man, they've only lost 1 game all season, but they got taken to the wire last night. And I know you have your ups and your downs. I'm glad they won. That's the bottom line. You know you're going to have a game every now and then that you're not going to be your best. And George Washington played him well, but George Washington was a 13-7 team coming into SLU. I mean, what's SLU's biggest win this year? Who is their biggest win?
Losing to Stanford.
I mean, I love watching Thames play. I do. I like them. And I'm not trying to rain on a SLU parade. I'm not. But if you put them in the SEC, I don't know where they stand. And the SEC is not some dominant basketball conference. I really don't know where SLU stands if you put them in there. But anyway, we'll get into that. We'll tell you what the Big East said about SLU joining their conference as well as a sports conference. There was a petition letter sent just over a week ago. I had initially brought that up on the show regarding Josh Hawley, the U.S. Senator out of the state of Missouri, who had tried or at least talked and had initial conversations or at least tried to get the ball running and rolling with that. But it's not positive. We'll say that. Speaking of basketball, speaking of Mizzou came out last night in the first half. They look good. I mean, I was watching 3 games at the same time last night, right? I was like literally back and forth. I needed a second TV right there. I'll do that occasionally. Like I'll go down to the studio, the other studio that I have, and I got 2 TV. That's how I would do the college football season. Like where I am down at the studio, I've got 2 TVs right next to each other, watching them back and forth.
You should have let me know. I would have pulled up.
Party in Chesterfield. You had the Blues on last night. You had SLU on last night and Mizzou all at the same freaking time. And I was like, wow. So those three, you know what's going on from that standpoint. Obviously the Blues, we talk about the injuries. Mizzou, will they be a tournament team? SLU's going to be a tournament team. They're 20-1. I'm just praying they get a good draw now. And I'm sorry, I don't see SLU as being this dominant team. I don't. If they were in the SEC, they would be a bubble team just like Mizzou. I don't see SLU being better than Mizzou, and I don't see Mizzou being better than SLU. And I watched them both last night. And where they each have their strengths, the other team has the same strengths and they have the same weaknesses. But Robbie Avila, so glad he came in. He won the game. We'll show you some of that last night. He had 2 huge threes at the end of the game to seal the deal for the Billy Cans, which was nice. So I don't know where you guys sit on all of that. Also, man, Bill Belichick. There is a God. Sorry, I don't like him. I never did. He was a cheater. He was caught cheating. He was a jackweed. He was mean to people. And he was left out as being a first-time Hall of Fame ballot member. He was not brought in, not elected in to the Hall of Fame as a first-time member. Now, there are idiots nationwide, flat-out idiots who love Bill Belichick. And if they're from Boston, they've got these mouths that just run like a duck's butt in water, fast. You cheat, you pay. You cheat, you pay. You cheat, you pay. Bill Belichick was a cheater. He was caught being a cheater. I like Tom Brady, but he had a quarterback who was caught cheating. Doesn't mean you weren't the best coach ever. However, the longer it goes on now, we see that Bill Belichick was nothing. I repeat, nothing as the best dominant coach we've ever seen, because now we see, oh, Tom Brady, you don't have Tom Brady. What did you do without Tom Brady? You did nothing without Bill Parcells, and you did nothing without Tom Brady. Then Tom Brady went on and had massive success without you, Bill. Massive success. You did nothing without Tom Brady. Zero. When Tom Brady left, you failed. You were a failure, Bill Belichick. You cheated in the 2001 Super Bowl against the Rams, so much so that they had to change the NFL rules because of what you did. You're a cheater. Then, on top of it all, you were just a nasty person to deal with. Now, that shouldn't have anything to deal with being in the Hall or not. It shouldn't. It needs to be all on field. But I'm glad. Now, I wish the writers, you could see who they were. They hide behind their cloak. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I love writers. I do. I've always loved writers. I never thought writers got enough respect in anything. News, sports, whatever. Because if it wasn't for the writers that started up the whole broadcast journalist situation, we wouldn't have them. We wouldn't have the idea. Writers created it. They created the atmosphere. They created the coverage, the daily coverage that brought notoriety to these sports. The problem is Bill Belichick is not a problem, but the problems for him is he's not a first-time Hall of Fame ballot honoree. And you know what? More power to him for doing it. He was a cheater, and you have to pay a price. There's a deterrent. It doesn't mean he wasn't, quote, the best candidate or the best resume. 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 2 as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. You can't get much better than that. But guess what? When you leave a doubt about your cheating expose, your cheating exploits, your cheating past, and then you don't do anything when you don't have Tom Brady and you're not cheating, sorry. Who would want Bill Belichick? Nobody wanted Bill Belichick. Nobody wanted him in the NFL. When he got fired, nobody wanted him. Remember that he had to go to college. And I know that what he does in college has nothing to do with being an NFL coach. But have you seen how he has sucked as a coach in college too? He sucks. Bill Belichick sucks as a college coach. He sucks. And I'm not afraid to say it. Somebody's got to say it. He sucks as a college coach. And without Tom Brady, he sucked. He did. And then guess what else we have now? And this is what's interesting, right? Look what Robert Kraft's doing. Robert Kraft is now winning again without Belichick and without Brady. It's kind of funny, though. Did you see I saw it on the internet. I wonder if it's the internet that Tom Brady tried to clone his dog 23 years ago. He was in North Carolina. There was a facility there because he missed his dog. Allegedly was asked for a DNA sample. I'm messing around with you. Guess who was born 23 years ago in North Carolina? Drake May. They're both 6'4", 225. Their faces look very, very similar, especially to how Tom looked when he was drafted. Their game is the same, except younger boy's faster and can run. I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, that was the thing. It's like, you cheated, Bill. It was a deterrent. They slapped you on your wrist. And hopefully it serves as notice to other coaches. You cheat, you pay. You play, you pay. And that's why I don't have an issue with Bill Belichick not getting for a year because of what he did and who he was, and not even for him being a jerk. I think it's because he cheated, not because he was a jerk. Because you can't keep people out just for being a jerk. But it is what it is. By the way, you're watching us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. You can stream us live there Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. We appreciate you being with us, as always. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. We are your LU information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust, and we're bringing you everything St. Louis all the time and all the national stories as well, as we'll be getting into some of those things. I also, we love it when you guys try to jump in on the show as well. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let us know what you guys want to talk about, what's going on in your communities, what's happening around the area, and so forth. Would love it when you guys jump in, talk, let us know what you want to do. There is, let me see here. The weather has definitely gotten a little bit warmer, which is great. Thank God for that. We didn't want to do that. I did see this. You know what the 5 fastest growing states in the United States were last year? By the last census? South Carolina.
Okay.
Myrtle Beach. I'm telling you, Myrtle Beach area. Taxes were good. People moving up from Florida because of all the. I mean, it's hard to buy homes in Florida and get them insured. Massively difficult. South Carolina, number 1. Idaho, number 2. North Carolina, 3. So now North Carolina, South Carolina. I love that area. If you haven't been there, it's beautiful. Number 4, Texas. And number 5, Utah. So that's pretty nice. By the way, the top 5 states where people were leaving, the declining. Number 1, Vermont. Number 2, Hawaii. Vermont and Hawaii are very expensive to live in. Number 3, West Virginia. 4, New Mexico, and no surprise, number 5, California. So there you go. They did have another 5 that were very, very close. It's actually, since the Census Bureau also shows that California's population has decreased by more than 170,000, the largest drop in the nation, but they had more people. The other states that were dropping really, really fast when it comes to the amount of total people, not just percentage, Illinois, taxes. No surprise right there. Illinois right there. New York, Hawaii, Mississippi. So anyway, we got that going on as well. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. And then, of course, Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us each day. The former Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. By the way, the temperature is supposed to be 31 again today. So yesterday turned out to be not such a horrible day, especially after we were getting used to minus 10-degree temperatures. It gets to 30 degrees, and I'm like, well, this feels like 50. That's not so bad. I'm like, okay, we can handle that. Another story we can get into today, and I think it's really cool. Not that they'll be playing a lot in the game, but this Super Bowl that's coming up between the Patriots and the Seahawks will have 3 former Mizzou football Tigers suiting up for the game, including a quarterback. Rye's looking at me like, who? What? One Mr. Drew Lock. He's been the backup.
Oh, yeah, for the Seahawks.
Yeah, that's right. That is absolutely right. He was one of the top 2 most prolific passers in Mizzou history. He's played a long time in the NFL as a starter and a backup. He's currently listed as number 2, and I never wish or want or like to see any person get hurt ever. High school, college, professional. But I'm just saying, if Sam Darnold were to go down, Drew Lock would go in for the Seattle Seahawks. Also, the New England Patriots have an offensive lineman, Marcus Bryant. He was a key piece of Missouri's offensive line, multiple seasons for the Tigers. You remember last year by the Patriots in the 7th round of the 2025 NFL draft. He does a lot of things on that team if they're needed to. He can bounce around. He's very versatile. Be cool if he could get in and see some game action as well. And Yasir Durant had a really nice other offensive tackle for the Patriots. He quickly became a reliable presence at Mizzou. He entered the NFL, by the way, back in 2020 as a free agent. And then he was picked up by the Patriots in 2021. And he's built a really good career. Really good career. Rotational lineman. He's not projected to start, but he's used in critical situations and used around. So you've got 3 Missouri Tigers who will be suiting up, or former Missouri Tigers, once a Tiger, always a Tiger, in that game, which I think is pretty darn cool. Some of those Missouri Tigers playing. Who do you like in that game? Do you have even thought about that or care about that or even?
Since my Rams lost, I'm just going to go with the Seahawks because this is the second year in a row that the Rams have lost to the Super Bowl champions, and I know that Sam Darnold's just going to cook and win.
Did you see the other stat? The last 2 times the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl, and this is one of those stats. There were teams there were publications predicting this. This was the year that a new pope was brought in. The last 2 times the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl when a new pope was elected.
When it,
Uh-huh.
Oh, they went to the Super Bowl when Pope Francis got elected?
This is the 3rd time in a row.
Oh, wow. That's
A new pope, Seahawks go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, should have betted on that.
They won 1, they lost 1. Yeah. They should have won both.
Yeah, hand that ball off. Hand that ball off.
The dumbest call in the history.
That's why he's the coach of the Raiders now.
Well, he was fired, but
yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, all right, we got that going on. Also, some news that came out that we could get into today. Just going through some of the headlines. The National Route 66 Centennial Kickoff Celebration is being held in Springfield this year, and John Goodman, Little Big Town, and more are going to be there to celebrate. On Monday, the Missouri Route 66 Centennial Commission announced its full schedule for the Route 66 celebration. It's going to be a 4-day event held from April 30th to May 3rd. Yeah, it's pretty interesting there. So that's going to be held in Springfield. You got a pretty good crew of people who are heading down there. Might be something people looking for something to do to mix it up a little bit. Little Big Town, John Goodman. Chris Jansen out of Perryville, had a chance to meet him a few years ago. Got to go interview him in his trailer out at Hollywood. That was pretty cool. My friend Steve Tilley set that up. Gretchen Wilson, Gary Lavoie of Rascal Flats, too. A lot of people going, that's a big old deal down there. Big old deal. So anyway, you're getting that taken care of. That's going on. Something else that happened. So as you can see, there are a lot of things that are going on right now throughout the area, or at least from a sports standpoint. If anything else is happening in your neck of the woods, let us know. We always like to cover that for you. By the way, I was talking about the temperature getting up to 31. It's going to get down really cold again for the next 5 days. Happy, joy for all of us. Isn't that going to be just great? I just, Hey, Cardinals too, by the way, are hiring their game day staff for the 2026 season. We're less than 2 months away, month and a half away from pitchers, catchers, Cardinals spring training. There's not a lot of hyper anticipation. You can see that. A couple weeks ago, they had the winter warm up in St. Louis. It was incredibly cold, not very well attended this year. Got to get some hype coming back up. But what's happening is the Cardinals are hiring for the game day staff at Busch. Applications currently being accepted for part-time ushers and event attendant positions. The positions start at $15 an hour. Applicants must be at least 16 years old to apply. Cardinals, and that's what I'm talking about. Just think about this. Today, not only spring training, my friend producer Rye, it's January 28th today.
Yes, it is.
The first game is March 26th. You're under 2 months away from the first Cardinals baseball game. Cardinals are set to open the season. And this is what's crazy to me. March 26th, the first game. So, you don't know what kind of weather you're going to get March 26th. Against Tampa. That'll be a Thursday. Opening day, March 26th. Time to have some fun. Let's hope, with this new brand of Cardinals baseball. So you can see those things are going on. But man, there's not much hype. You don't hear any hype with Cardinals, and you cover a lot of shows, do you?
No, there's not that much hype with the Cardinals this year, and I'm glad that as a St. Louis fan base, we know how mid this team is going to be this year.
Yeah. But see, life is, about under promising and over delivering. I shouldn't say life is about that. If you can get that situation under promise and somebody accepts it and then go over deliver, even better.
Yeah. I think we learned from the Blues this year. Let's not just go with it just because they had a decent little run at the end of the season or something.
Yeah, but they didn't win the They didn't win the playoff series.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they've won one playoff series, maybe one playoff series since they won the cup.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
But that's St. Louis media, man. The sports media in this town. It's like, oh, we're dying. We need something. So let's hype up something even when it shouldn't be hyped. I don't know, man. Anyway, we've got I don't know, man. There was something else just finishing up and we can get into it later. Yeah, I gotcha. I was looking at something else that came down. Hey, jumping on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Appreciate you guys being a part of our show with us every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Please jump into the show. If there's something you want to talk about, if there's a shout out for somebody, we'd love to do that too. Check your local. There are a couple schools that have late starts today too. There were several schools that didn't have school yesterday or started late as well. So you can, do that too. And then we got a lot of these stories that we'll start to get into more specifically. We'll start with the good news when we come back. We'll show you the ending to the SLU game last night. Too close for comfort against a team that had 7 losses, but at least they won. So we'll do that. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. We're off and running On this hump day, Wednesday, January 29th, it is 6:30. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. If you want to call us, you can do that as well. The phone number 855-282-8255. We are trying to nicely wake you up this morning. Not yell and scream at you, but get you up and at it. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
You've seen this. It's brand new. Are you online?
Oh, hey. Oh, so you're new here.
All right, let's get cracking.
Okay, then maybe you should check out
You're insane.
Well, you download songs illegally from the internet.
LouInfo.com. The Lou Information Station. 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
Our origin story begins.
St. Louis sports fans, now you can go deeper with STL Sports Central Insiders. Get exclusive access to Bernie Miklasz, Randy Carricker, Mike Claiborne, Jamal Mayers, and more. Plus, your chance to watch a Blues game in the alumni box with Jamal himself. Also, monthly giveaways, Bernie's columns all week, and you'll be supporting local sports media. Join now at stlsportscentral.com.
Hey, St. Louis, looking for high-flying action and electric energy? Grab your crew, hit the road, and experience a Grizzlies game night in Memphis. An unmatched atmosphere and star-studded NBA matchups are waiting for you just down the road on I-55. There's nothing like Grizz game energy, and there's nothing like being here with 19,000 new Grizz Nation friends at FedEx Forum. Dive into the action, follow the Grizzlies on social media, and visit grizzlies.com/tickets to grab your seats today. That's grizzlies.com/tickets.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
Your LouInfo.com news report. A Missouri lawmaker is pushing for public input on any proposed Kansas City Royal Stadium built within city limits. Representative Mike Jones of Platte County said he plans to introduce legislation requiring public involvement if a stadium project moves through Port KC or the Port Authority. Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas said negotiations are progressing and any financial package would go through the city council. A St. Louis man faces felony charges after a wrong-way crash Friday that killed 2 men and injured 2 police officers. 22-year-old Terrell Jackson faces several charges. Investigators say he drove a silver Audi the wrong way on I-170 and collided with a police vehicle. 2 passengers in Jackson's car, believed to be fleeing, were killed. After 25 years of steel production in Alton, Illinois, Alton Steel Inc. announced it's shutting down operations indefinitely. The company cites growing competition, aging infrastructure, and industry consolidation as major factors. About 253 employees will be impacted. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. Fairly mild today. Will be a lot colder on Thursday and Friday. We have a little cold front moving in. No snow expected with that, but we do have chilly air on the way. We'll be hitting about 30 for the high today, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, some clouds down to about 10, and then we'll stay cloudy on Thursday, high around 20. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com and the free Lou Info app.
Today, business moves fast. Don't fall behind your competitors. Contact CTS, Commercial Technology Solutions, today for your voice and data needs, including networking, internet, and video conferencing. We offer 24-hour emergency service with competitive rates and an A+ rating from the BBB. At Commercial Technology Solutions, it's all about service, solutions, and stability. Contact them in Missouri at 314-421-3550, in Illinois at 618-452-3550, and online at ctsphone.com.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. 800-298-0306. That's 800-298-0306.
Hockey parents, be honest. Are your tournaments this season feeling a little unpredictable? You planned the weekend, booked the hotel, hauled the gear. You deserve a tournament provider that's as organized as you are. And that's where Big Bear Tournaments comes in. No guessing games, no mystery matchups. We proudly list every registered team right on the website, so you always know exactly who's in your division. There's great competition, clear communication, and zero last-minute surprises. Make your season smoother. Check out your next tournament at BigBearTournaments.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is Arch City Now, 6:35 on a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's dark outside, but it's still beautiful. We're up and at it. Producer Rise alongside. Feels like a Monday for him, if a Monday isn't so great. But we're up and at it. Hey guys, we're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. If you want to jump into the show and talk with us, you can. We are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at LouInfo.com. Oh, it is dark now. We're getting closer to those days now. Believe it or not, we've already had, Producer Rye, the shortest day of the year. So now each day that we work forward, we get a little bit more sunlight in our day. It's just we don't have the sun up now in the morning. The sun doesn't come up till after 7 o'clock usually. The sun will be up this morning, about 30 to 31 degrees today, so it'll feel and be a lot like yesterday. Then we get really cold again. Enjoy that. Oh, the joys of the winter cold weather that we are dealing with, but it could be worse. We're here till 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. There is one good thing that's happening from a sports standpoint in the St. Louis area, and it's called the St. Louis U Billikens. You've been to a game this year. I have not been to a game. They hosted George Washington last night. George Washington came in a 13-17, 4-3 overall. The A10, the conference that they're in, is not good. They're not. I'm just being factual. It's not a good conference. If you put SLU in the SEC, I don't know how many losses they'd have, but it would not be close to the season that they have. So they play in the conference that they're in. But it took a last-second three-pointer to beat George Washington last night, and that's the good thing. SLU's 20-1. They're undefeated in the conference. And I understand you're going to have nights where things aren't great. However, at home, no. But thank God they have Robbie Avila. He had a season-high 22 points, including not one but two. The final two possessions of the game, hit three-pointers, including one at the buzzer, to give SLU, 21st-ranked SLU, by the way, a 79-76 win, which was pretty good. Trey Green had a really good night for the Billikens. He had 23 points. He had 6 three-pointers last night. They won the 14th straight game. And this, by the way, is their best 21-game start in school history. That's all the good news. Very, 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 very good news for SLU. And they had to fight back. They were down 15 points in the first half. George Washington came out and played very, very, very well. Now, SLU on Friday night hosts Dayton. And I think that they're going to, they had their wake-up call last night. And that they'll be fine against Dayton. But the SLU team, I really like watching Thames play too. I really do. Did you ever watch him in high school? Kellen Thames?
Oh, yeah. I played against Kellen.
Yeah, I figured you did, that maybe he was just a year or 2 years younger than you.
Kellen's a year younger than me, but yeah, I played against him.
His dad is a friend of mine. His dad was at Mizzou, Kelly, the same time when I was there. Football and basketball players ate together.
Off the record, I may want to talk to you about something that I'm planning with.
With Kelly?
Names, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I tried to talk to him after the game, but it was like his son's game, so I didn't want to really bother him. But I have something that's like
Really?
I have a business that I want to talk to him about.
Well, we'll give him a call or a text. I was telling my son last night how good Kelly Thames was, like All-American coming out of high school, 5-star, could have gone anywhere, chose Mizzou, had a terrible knee injury, battled back, and still was a top-notch player in college. Still, after having a horrible knee injury.
Back when knee injuries were knee injuries.
Yeah, there's a lot of technology now that helps you. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
now basketball players have calf strains and Achilles tears. So I don't know what they're working on, but I have never had any calf strain or anything like that. So
by the way, Dayton is just 14-7. I don't know why the SLU basketball community is hype. It's a huge game Friday night. They're 14-7 in the A10. They're 5-3 in the A10. The team SLU has to worry about is George Mason. They're 18-2. They're 6-1 in conference, but it's not a very good conference, not by any means. But hey, the good news is Avila hit the shot last night. I think Rye has that video, and courtesy of SLU basketball, thanks on Instagram. That's where I do as well. It's just fun to watch this team play. Robbie Avila looked good. Damn, he's a big man that shoots the 3 ball. And Avila taking care of business last night. I mean, it was so huge. And the reason he got open for the final shot was Kellen Thames draws so much attention because he's become, one of the better players in the A10. He has been arguably the best, as you see him, the best 6-man in America. He comes off the bench. The microwave, is that running, Ryan? Is it all running? The video?
No, I'm just waiting for you.
Oh no, yeah, you can run that. I figured it was running since we're on a delay.
Oh no, not yet. I'm just waiting for you to say play it.
Play. You can go ahead and play.
On the move. Thames to Robbie. The 3. Hits it! With 3 seconds. Long pass. Intercepted by Robbie. And the Pelicans win it on a 3 by Avila. And they storm the Player of the Year candidate in front of the scorer's table.
You see Kellen here just on the drive. What a beautiful pass. Castro just too deep on the head.
An absolute thriller at Chaffetz. You see it again. They design it for Robbie, and he buries it.
The thing I love about it, it was designed for your 6'9" big man to be at the top of the key and hit a 3. You're literally designing a play for your 6'9" big man to shoot a 3 at the top of the key. And the possession before, he did the same thing. He knocked it down. So this is the most positive thing going on from a sports standpoint throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. The Billy Cans, 20-1 overall, 8-0 in the conference. Their win streak is 14, which is cray-cray as well. They're rolling. They're rolling right now. And they've got depth. They've got coaching, clearly. They've got a home court advantage. I mean, it's a home court advantage. When fans, I mean, it would be anywhere, but their best at SLU is better than most people's. And what's interesting too is SLU doesn't play George Mason until wow. They don't play George Mason until March 7th. Literally, right? It's the last game before the tournament begins, before their conference tournament begins. That's kind of crazy right there. So anyway, they've got that going on. Have at it. But the Billikens get the win last night. Congratulations. Fun to see them playing so well, doing so well. And I don't know, it's just, SLU getting it done. SLU taking care of everything that they should. And now you're going to find out what they have coming down the stretch, because it's going to get very interesting on how good they can be with the rest going into the rest of the way. So this is Art City Now. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. Thank you, SLU, for giving us a good moment last night, because when it came to basketball, we did not have a good moment last night when it came to Mizzou. Mizzou traveled to take on number 23 Alabama. Well, before I get into that, I had to cover up this other story when it came to SLU. Obviously, it's in our backyard. We think the world of SLU, and they're a very good team. We know it's a really good institution, and we know their softball team has been good. We know their men and women's soccer team is good. The baseball team has been good. So, SLU has a lot to offer. They really do. And I'm not just saying that trying to be a homer. They do. But for some reason, and I don't know if it's East Coast bias or whatever it is, but a report came out that SLU approached the Big East Conference last week. St. Louis U approached the Big East Conference with a proposal for the Billikens joining. So SLU reached out to the Big East to try to join the Big East. And they were, quote, swiftly denied. Allegedly, Rob Reinhart, who reported this, you can follow him at Real Rob Reinhart, said, I'm told members of the Big East leadership, along with consultants from the NCAA, told SLU that they're, quote, not yet primed to compete at a high major level with excellent legacy programs. Like, get this. This is what he said. DePaul and Xavier. When's the last freaking time DePaul or Xavier was making headways in basketball or any of their other sports, dominating so much more than SLU? That's what Rob Reinhart was reporting.
So basically, they just don't want SLU in the Big East just because. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
Something is going on there. And then if you just take a look at it from the basketball standpoint, while I'm not sold yet that SLU is some dominant team in basketball yet, because they just haven't played anybody. They've done what they're supposed to do. They're 20-1. You can't deny that. They belong in the tournament. But, okay, UConn, St. John's, Villanova, Creighton, but even Creighton, and your conference has a lot to do with your record. Seton Hall, just reminding people who are in the Big East, Butler, DePaul, Xavier, Marquette. Marquette has been really good for a long time. They're having a very bad year. Georgetown and Providence. In my humble opinion, why couldn't SLU be in the Big East? I'd love to see him in the Big East. They've got 11 teams right now in the Big East. You're a basketball guy, and it's not just about basketball, but basketball would be the biggest sport. The soccer program for sure can compete in the Big East. They can. Their baseball team for sure. I'm not sure about other sports, but it would be a basketball reason why if SLU were to go. But the Big East said thanks, but no thanks to SLU, according to the real Rob Reinhart. And he reported that 2 days ago when he put it out on Twitter.
Well, I don't know. I feel like if SLU...
there's some damn good teams in that conference.
For sure.
That conference blows the A-10 out of the water. Let's just be real.
Yeah,
I've said it for, I mean, I want SLU to be good, but SLU's not going to be taken serious until they go to the NCAA tournament and beat a good team there, because this season's going to end and they're not going to beat a good team. Maybe George Mason. But George Mason hasn't beaten anybody. Could you see that being a legitimate request by SLU?
Yeah, I could
wanting to join?
Yeah, I could see it for sure. I just I think with this new, well, not new coach anymore, but if I see like if he has like 2 more seasons like this, or not like this, but in the realm of, yeah, we're beating the crap out of the A10, maybe we can actually, they should start really considering it. I don't know, but right now this is one of the best teams in the nation right now. So
who?
SLU ranked top 25.
Oh yeah,
so.
Top 21.
Yeah, so you have to tell them they're top 25.
Whether you think
so.
whether you think their schedule is poor or not, they're 20-1.
Yeah, kind of like Drake that year, you know, when they were going undefeated. It's like,
oh yeah, no, that's a good point. It is. Yeah, I mean, it just, the fact that if that report was true, it's not even a matter of, turning you down. It's, oh, you need to be with the likes of Xavier and DePaul. This isn't the 70s and 80s DePaul anymore, okay? It's like, huh? What? Really? Okay. We'll see where you go from that standpoint. By the way, St. Louis City SC needs a new go-to striker this year. The club announced yesterday at about 11 o'clock, if you didn't see, that Klaus is headed to the LA Galaxy in exchange. And this is what's interesting. You don't see NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL trading players to other teams for money.
yeah.
It's a soccer thing, man. So Klaus is headed to the LA Galaxy. They traded him for $2.375 million. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of money. It does. In soccer world, maybe. Mm-hmm. But it is the largest ever cash trade in the short city SC history. So the 28-year-old Brazilian is St. Louis's all-time leading scorer. He had 27 goals in 4 seasons. He had his ups and his downs, tried to keep him healthy. The club said that Klaus has been an important part of the club and gave fans unforgettable memories. Their first season specifically. That was good. So it is interesting, too. How about this? Do you know that back in St. Louis's debut season in 2023, Klaus was number 2 in MLS jersey sales. He only trailed some guy named Messi. That was it. Some Messi. Who's this Messi guy?
Never heard of him.
So it just showed you how popular he was. Ironically, he had a hat trick this last season. Ironically, guess who it came against? The LA Galaxy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Only hat trick ever recorded in City SC history. So, time moves on, things move on. Certainly wish him the best. The club said that while they didn't plan to make the move ahead of the season, it was an opportunity that made sense for both sides. His contract was expiring at the end of this year. The funds that we received, that $2.37 million, gave them some flexibility, and they're excited to reinvest in the roster as they're trying to improve and build a squad for the upcoming transfer windows. So certainly wish Klaus the best. In all, he had 85 appearances for City SC, which was second in club history behind their best player, goalie Roman Berkey, who they, of course, locked up at the end of the season as well. So at least you got Berkey back, starting defense. You got one of the best goalies in the league. That's good news there. So we get that standpoint. We understand what's happening with that as well. We just hope it's a good season. That's for sure. I mean, gosh, we haven't even gotten into the Blues yet. We're going to get to them at the start of the hour here, just because there wasn't a lot of good there. But Brendan Shen went off on the team. He's the captain. He has to. He had a good game. You put the puck in the back of the net twice, giving your team a chance to win. Yeah, it's a good night. So we'll be talking definitely about the Blues when we come back there. But St. Louis City SC looking to rebuild. I mean, I in your young years, can you ever remember a time? I don't think it's happened in your lifetime where it's been that bad with St. Louis sports or St. Louis area sports scene. Not in your time. Cardinals are down. Blues are down. Mizzou basketballs, they're kind of borderline. SLU is our best thing that we have going right now. It hasn't been that way, not since you've been alive.
Yeah, now that I think about it, the only teams that were trash when I was growing up were the Rams.
Yeah, and that's such a shame. Such a shame that Kroenke ran that team into the ground to get them out of town. Because the fan support here was so freaking amazing, and you hear the people talk about it in the stories. So much fun. That's why I was so upset, so freaking upset that what happened. And, we talk about it and losing the NFL in St. Louis when this is a top-notch NFL city. And it was, and it proved it with our attendance. Football Cardinals, but also with the Rams. It was just so much more fun, especially since we don't have an NBA team from that standpoint either. We always relied on the Cardinals, and Cardinals are great, but when the Cardinals aren't great, it's like Mizzou football, and Mizzou's great, but they're still an hour and a half away to 2 hours away. Illinois, yeah, there's a base here, but it's still 2 hours away. SLU's great, but they're in a smaller basketball conference, and they don't play big time teams. It's just. It gets frustrating a little bit from that standpoint. But when we come back, we'll get into the Blues. They've got some injuries too. Expecting the trades. I don't know. It's looking really bad for St. Louis now. And I mean really bad, especially with the losing streak that's going on and injuries and losing like they did last night. Just frustrating watching them play really good teams so close night after night, but not coming out on the winning end. Sometimes in life, the harder you try at something, the worse it gets. So sometimes you have to take a step back. Don't try as hard. Deep breath and just see where it goes. This is Arch City Now, an hour down already. The sun is up a little bit earlier, which is great. Normally it's after 7 o'clock. Times are changing. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. Arch City Now. We'll be back with more right after this. This is your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Joined now by the boss, Dave Green. Dave, we're building something pretty special here. But running a growing media company takes more than great content. Tell us why you chose Home Bank for your business banking.
For us, it's all about relationships. With Home Bank, we're not just an account number. We know the people there, and they know us, our goals, and where we're headed. That personal connection makes all the difference.
Greener, when you say relationships, what does that really look like?
They not only know my name, Cam, they know our business. And when I need something, whether it's a phone call or a text, weekday or weekend, morning or night, I get a response from someone I know and help with whatever I need.
That's huge. And for a business like ours, you need a bank that can move at the pace you're moving.
Exactly. We're in a fast-changing media world, and Home Bank has been a steady partner through it all.
Home Bank is a team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001.
Home Bank, member FDIC, more than a bank, they're your business partner.
Introducing the Key STL Burger Bar and Boogie, your new home in the Grand Center Arts District. The Key STL is where the music plays, the game is always on, and the dance floor is open. The Burger Bar features the ultimate smash burger experience with premium pasture-raised local beef and a dozen house-made sauces to top it all off. It's the Key STL Burger Bar and Boogie, 3225 Olive in Midtown. Before, during, or after any game, this is the spot, St. Louis. Find out more at thekeystl.com.
Broadcasting live, your studios in Kirkwood.
Daddy is out of the cleaning up dump business.
KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
Today, business moves fast. Don't fall behind your competitors. Contact CTS, Commercial Technology Solutions, today for your voice and data needs, including networking, internet, and video conferencing. We offer 24-hour emergency service with competitive rates and an A+ rating from the BBB. At Commercial Technology Solutions, it's all about service, solutions, and stability. Contact them in Missouri at 314-421-3550, in Illinois at 618-452-3550, and online at ctsphone.com.
Fast Track Auto Transport has been a trusted leader in vehicle shipping for over 25 years, providing reliable, affordable service across the U.S. Fast Track offers fast and safe transportation solutions for individuals, dealerships, fleets, and businesses of all sizes. The Fast Track team prides itself on honest communication, competitive pricing, and real-time tracking, which gives our customers peace of mind from pickup to delivery. Whether you're shipping a single car or managing a large fleet, Fast Track delivers a smooth, hassle-free experience every time. Come see why Fast Track Auto Transport has been St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs for over 25 years. The trusted way, the safe way, the Fast Track way. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. That's ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004.
All right, Cam, be honest. New Year's resolution still holding strong?
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen. Get BC.com.
You're gonna need lawyers, right? Introducing the Key STL Burger Bar and Boogie, your new home in the Grand Center Arts District. The Key STL is where the music plays, the game is always on, and the dance floor is open. The Burger Bar features the ultimate smash burger experience with premium pasture-raised local beef and a dozen house-made sauces to top it all off. It's the Key STL Burger Bar and Boogie, 3225 Olive in Midtown. Before, during, or after any game, this is the spot, St. Louis. Find out more at thekeystl.com. After a long day, nothing beats kicking back in a brand new hot tub from St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse. These guys are the real deal. They've been around for over 38 years and got more than 400 five-star reviews, and they've earned every single one of them. They sell premium, American-made hot tubs. USA, baby. And because they keep their overhead low, they pass the savings right on to you. You're getting better quality at a better price. And here's the best part. No hidden fees, no surprises. No, oh, by the way, charges. And if you find a comparable hot tub cheaper at a local dealer, they'll beat that price. Guaranteed. That's right. Best price guarantee. No one's beating them. Plus, when you buy from St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, you're buying from a company that's been here for decades. And they'll be here to service your tub as long as you own it. Check them out at besthottubprices.com. That's besthotTubPrices.com. St. Louis Hot Tub Warehouse, best price. When it's time to bring the inner, take it, fuel it. Drink Thunder is the all-natural, plant-based, fruit-based pre-workout drink that gives you real results without the junk. No sugar, no crash, just clean energy, powered by nature, and loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to help you perform at your best. Go to drinkthunder.com and grab your favorite flavor, orange mango, blackberry lemonade, or strawberry cream. Drink Thunder, thin way to power your workout. drinkthunder.com.
Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey. Welcome back into the show. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day. The sun is up, kind of. It's a little cloudy this morning, but at least it's not 0 degrees or minus 0 degrees. It's supposed to be about 30 again today. Yesterday turned out to be somewhat surprising. I mean, not too shabby. It's amazing. Once again, what do we talk about a lot, Rye? Expectations. You get used to something and then you get something better and you're like, oh, this is quite nice. But enjoy it today, people, because tomorrow, or at least tonight when the sun goes down, it's going to get really cold again. And it looks like it's going to be that way for the next few days after that. So enjoy, get out, do what you got to do, whatever may be the case. Hopefully people still aren't snowed in, but I know you were having some issues in the city, right? Even yesterday, which it kind of goes to show you get used to having snow removal and things come through quick. But if you live in certain places, that's not always the case. This was St. Louis City was trying to do residential areas as well. How did they do, in your humble opinion, where you live, Rye, when it comes to snow removal?
It was okay. I was stuck in Soulard for a whole weekend, but they didn't reach Soulard until literally yesterday, and I still had to shovel myself out.
Yeah, that's kind of an issue. They got to get that somehow, somewhere. I mean,
and then downtown, because I do live downtown too. I knew that they didn't clear the roads until like Monday, I think, afternoon a little bit.
Okay.
Sides and stuff. So.
Well, that's an issue.
It is an issue.
Especially for people who are living in that area. Got to find a better way to get that done somehow, some way. Hopefully, Mail Spencer and the crew will be able to figure that one out. We are Arch City Now here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. Cam Jansen, the former Blue and Cardinals broadcaster, Jim McCad-Hayes, from 8 to 10 o'clock each day. You've got the MIZ-STL show today as well with Grant Salzman, Brendan Schaefer. We'll talk about Mizzou. Haven't gotten into that yet. Good luck with the debacle from last night in Alabama. One of their bad statistics reared its ugly head again last night, producer Ryan. I'll tell you what it's all about. Something that they've been terrible about. And it's why Dennis Gates needs to be held to the fire. He does, because it's embarrassing. I could never be a head college basketball coach and let my team be this bad in this stat. He shouldn't even showed up for the press game conference. And not only he, but many of his players who are receiving money should donate their game checks to charity. It's my big thing always. If you don't produce, go help out somebody else that deserves it. Anyway, I digress and I talk Blues. And I wish it was a different situation. We want happy. We want positive. There's not a lot of other things going on. Our Blues. Everybody should be called out on the St. Louis Blues. Not last night with the way Brendan Shin played, but from Coach Jim Montgomery to the players to GM. Is it because Army's in his last year? I don't know, but this has been a 100% debacle, an absolute debacle, and they need to be called out. It's fine. It's sports. It's not life or death. But at the same point in time, it's embarrassing. You're talking about the second worst team in the entire Western Conference right now. After the Blues lost against night, lost another, quote, winnable game against a very good team, an upper echelon Western Conference team. But here's the problem. You go down 3-0 in an NHL game to a good team. Then the Blues, Ryan, came all the way back and tied it up and had some point-blank shots to take a 4-3 lead. And then somehow, some way, with just a little bit of time left, over a minute or two, they give up the game winner. They lose to the Stars, second time in the last 2 weeks. Final score, 4-3. So it's 5 straight losses for this team. They've got the second lowest point total in the entire Western Conference. They're not making the playoffs. They've got injuries, which I'll talk about in a second now. God love him. Jordan Bennington has just not been Jordan Bennington. Not always his fault. The first goal last night was a power play goal. Got the Stars off and running. But you lose 5 straight games. It's like, how much more can we ask the fans to continue to show up and do everything that they do, especially at the prices that you're paying? But after the game, the captain, Braden Shen, who had 2 goals last night, just love him. I don't know him personally, but I know people who do. They absolutely love him. Just such a stand-up guy. Great captain. We've already seen him. He'll go fight anybody, put his body out there on the line to try to spark a team if they need it. But last night, he says, quote, "It sucks losing. When you battle back like that, play hard for one another and get rewarded with some goals. Again, same team, same result, losing in the last minute." That's what Braden Shen said last night. Quote, "It's not fun losing, but got to keep pushing on our foot. Got to keep on pushing our foot down and trying to get better. We're finding ways to lose hockey games, and we've got to learn how to win them." It's always about the margins. The margins. Shen had 2 goals on 4 shots, both huge goals as well. Had 6 hits as well. I mean, he's been what he can be. But you can't go down 3-0. By the way, Shen's not getting any younger. He's 34, and he's certainly doing everything that he can to help this team. The Blues, by the way, will host Florida on Thursday. And then they also have a game Saturday. But, when you look at the teams that are, I guess it doesn't matter who you play now and how good they are. I mean, Florida's a team that's 28-21. They have 59 points, and they're toward the bottom of the Eastern Conference with 59 points. The Blues have just 47 points. That's it. And the Blues have played as many games as anybody else. That's their problem. So they've got Florida on Thursday night. Then on Saturday, they have another home game with a chance to pick up some points. This is a 3-game home stretch where you were hoping they could pick up some points. But, it gets tough. They've got Columbus. So they've got Florida on Thursday. And then they've got Columbus on Saturday. And then they hit the road again for 3 more tough games. And I won't even get into all that. It's just, that's the problem they have. The Stars were there. Columbus, by the way, when you look at how good Columbus is, they're not some great team. I mean, they're a winning team, which the Blues aren't. Columbus is 24-20 with 7 overtime losses. I mean, they're 24-20. They've got 55 points, and they're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference's Metropolitan Division. But as you can see, it's still, and by the way, Columbus, with their 55 points, they've only played 51 games. The Blues have played 2 more games and only have 47 points. So those are the next 2 games. Florida, Columbus. It is what it is. The Blues are kind of far out of the playoffs. And I think most Blues fans kind of realize it now. It's like, okay, this looks like it's over. And if that wasn't enough, with a 5-game losing streak at a very critical time heading into the break, because we were just talking about who the Blues are, where they are coming into the break, it's going to happen. We talk about these games Thursday night, and then Saturday night. And after they've got that Tuesday night, Saturday night game, here's what they do. Then they go on the road. They play 2 games at Nashville and Dallas, which are going to be very difficult. And then they have the break, the Olympic break. So they've got 4 games left before the break. 2 at home, 2 on the road. And then we wait to see what this team does, if anything, to pick up some pieces for next year, because clearly this is not a team that's going to the playoffs. It's not. and they haven't given us any reason to believe that they will. Then you already had an issue with Rob Thomas being hurt. And then what happens last night? Jordan Kyrou and Jake Neighbors. It's like, my gosh. Both left the game with Dallas with injuries and didn't return. Kyrou was, quote, clipped, hit. Montgomery was upset. He thought it was interference. He had blood on his face. So we don't know what kind of injury that is. Maybe some sort of upper body injury. And then Jake Neighbors, love to see his effort. He blocked a shot, got on to block a shot. But then now he has a lower body injury. So they got to have some tests done on both of those tomorrow to make sure, or at least today. That's what he said last night, to make sure that they're going to be fine today, to find out what kind of extensive injuries they are. But at the end of the day, we already know this is just not worked out. It has not been a very good situation for our Blues. And it's like, my gosh, it's like, And then, if it's not a playoff time for us again this year, you know what? We just remember and appreciate it the next time, and hopefully next season. Now, some people may get upset. Well, you're counting them out already. There's still games to be played. I'm just going by what we see and what we have seen so far this year, and the injuries as well. And I know injuries are part of the game, but the Blues have certainly had their fair share of injuries this year as well, where we really haven't had a chance to see them go at it. And then, we haven't seen Bennington be at his best during the regular season. But if you don't get to playoffs, it doesn't matter. You can't see him when he's normally at his best. Man, I can tell you this much, Rye. I'm looking forward to the Olympic break at this point in time. I'm looking forward to hopefully USA Hockey. Please, we'll see where that's going. Believing that USA Hockey is going to have a gold medal run in them. Sorry to my Canadian friends. I know you're rooting for your Canadians to win again. But that's where we are with St. Louis Blues hockey these days. And it's frustrating to watch and see where we're going and everything else that is happening right now. This is Arch City Now. Vic Faust here, producer Rye alongside as well. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. If you want to call us, you can, 855-282-8255. We are your Lou information station. We are live and on demand at louinfo.com. Always here talking the St. Louis news, whether it's sports, entertainment, headlines. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. Keep us in the loop. Promote anything and everything that you want to promote. We try to do that as well. Appreciate you guys being with us as always, all the time. Okay. There's no need to beat this story down. It is what it is from the Blues. If you guys want to talk more about it, you can jump in. You can let us know what you think. I'm just, I just get so darn frustrated watching this team be so close yet so far away. And that's kind of been where they've been this season when it comes to what we see. Ugh. 7:18 right now. You can stream us, by the way, on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Jump into the show. Let us know if there's anything we can do from that standpoint. Also, story we really haven't gotten into from last night. We had the positive with SLU. We'll talk about them in next break, or next segment, that is. But then it's like, Mizzou got absolutely spanked in basketball last night by Alabama. Now, the sad thing here is in the first half, they were in it. They were in it for a while. They came out of the gates looking like a team that had direction. They were running an offense. T.O. Barrett in his second start looking like he was, hey, this is good. And then Alabama just exerted their will and showed just how much better. I mean, you're talking about two teams just going different directions. Now, we know Mizzou is terrible on the road. The point spread was 10.5. And I'm glad I didn't bet Rye, because I might have taken Mizzou last night. Minus 10.5 going, they're coming off a win that they shouldn't have had against Oklahoma, 2 buzzer beaters. This is what I've said before. It's like, when do we look at the coaches? Like Jim Montgomery. Seems like a likable guy. Great coach. A lot of success. Or is he a great coach? It doesn't seem to me like he's gotten a lot of criticism. Dennis Gates needs criticism for his Missouri basketball team. They were absolutely blown off the court. It was an embarrassing performance. They gave up at half, 90-64. Didn't even look like they wanted to be there. It was 42-29 at half. Then in the second half, another 13-point advantage for Alabama. Alabama could have been better, but Alabama was coming off a loss. Missouri was coming off a very lucky win against Oklahoma, where they had to have a buzzer beater regulation to force overtime, then a buzzer beater to win the game. Alabama's ranked 23 in the country, and they looked like a top 10 team against Missouri. And here's the other thing about Missouri. It's one thing to lose. I get it. I understand. Hey, you lose, it happens. It happens, okay? You lose and it happens. But the problem is it's how Mizzou is losing and what they're doing, because they didn't even look like they belonged on the same court with Alabama. And then you don't want to beat yourself in games like this or situations, right? Nope, you don't want to do that. But then your defense against three-point shooting teams, Missouri makes Alabama and every team they play look like the best three-point shooting team in America. Alabama hit 15 threes on 39 shooting. So Missouri gives up a lot. They gave up 15 three-pointers last night. And here's the other problem. Missouri doesn't shoot three-pointers very well. They only hit 4 of 21. The other problem, here's where I was bringing you in, producer Rye. How a college basketball coach can make over $4 million a year, Dennis Gates, and allow your team to be the worst free throw shooting team in the SEC and one of the worst in college basketball. I mean, it's historic how bad they are. Well, you care. I don't care. As a head coach, you have to have a team that hits free throws, or you don't recruit those players. It is a vital part of the game. And in the first half, Missouri would have been close. The only difference were free throws, literally free throws, or it's a neck and neck game. Missouri went 8 of 23 from the free throw line. You know what that's called? Undisciplined. Undisciplined. Dennis Gates has an undisciplined basketball team, and a team takes on the persona of their head coach. And I'll bring it up again. I covered Tom Izzo for many years, and I covered John Beilein at Michigan, two of the best college basketball coaches you could ever have. Their teams did not miss free throws. You know why? Because those players would be shooting free throws for 24 hours straight, or they wouldn't be on the court. That's an issue. That's a problem. How Dennis Gates can allow this to continue to happen. Oh, well, Vic, he doesn't shoot. No, BS. As a head coach, you find players who shoot free throws or they don't play. And if your offense is set up around going and getting fouled, Mark Mitchell, then you have to hit your free throws. There's nothing worse than watching an undisciplined team. Dennis Gates is responsible for that mess. And here's the thing with Missouri. They're 14-7 and they're 4-4. They went into last night's game, according to Joe Lunardi, not like he's the end-all, end-all, as the first 4 out. This team, they can't win on the road. They just can't. They're just, oh. It was bad to watch. 64 points. And they're not getting any better. So at home, they look like a much better basketball team. But on the road, they're not. They're just not that good. So what's up next for Missouri? Well, here's what's up next. They play Saturday at home against Mississippi State. But then after that, they go on the road for 2 games. South Carolina and Texas A&M. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then after that, they've got 4 extremely tough games. How about this for Missouri? They'll play at Texas A&M. Then they come home against Texas against Vanderbilt, who, by the way, is ranked, 18th? Then they're at Arkansas, ranked 15th. And then home against Tennessee. That's it's not. They're going to have to go to Oklahoma, too. And, I don't know. They still got Arkansas twice. They got Oklahoma. Missouri fans better become, I think, SLU basketball fans if you want to root for a local team, because it's not looking good for Missouri making the NCAA tournament. We know SLU's going to be there. We were talking about them already. They didn't look great last night. Like I said, we'll get back into that. But the problem is with Missouri. When does Dennis Gates get? I mean, this guy skates clean free to me. He does. And it's nothing personal. I just don't understand how you can be a coach making $4 million a year and have a free throw shooting debacle like you have so many times this year. How difficult is it for college basketball players, producer Rye, to make free throws day in, day out, day in? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
This shouldn't be a problem if you're getting paid money to play basketball. Like, I'm just saying, I don't know. I feel like free throws are the easiest shot in the game other than a wide open layup. Well, actually, a free throw is easier than a wide open layup on a fast break because it's, I don't know why, but there's no way you should be missing free throws.
I just
shooting 75%. I'll give you 75%. Me, I need to shoot at least 80.
Oh,
85.
Missouri shooting like 67%, I think, or 68. I just, the entire press conference should be about his free throws. Nothing else. But I'm kind of hardcore when it comes to those areas. It makes no sense to me how this can continue to be a problem, because you're talking about a Missouri team that would have been different if at the game last night, even if they're just shooting 50% last night, you're in a different situation. And it's like, huh? Really? I don't know. I know Missouri fans are frustrated with what they see. I've just never seen anything like this. And by the way, there are 341 or just over 341. Oh, no. Okay, here's where you are. Oh, producer Rye. Wait till you see this. Got like 365 NCAA basketball teams. Here we go. Missouri right now is shooting 66.8% from the free throw line. I didn't even think that was possible. Well, let me see here. They're 339th in America in free throw shooting. Missouri is the 339th best free throw shooting team in America. I don't even know how that's possible. 8 of 23 last night. 66. I mean, wow. Okay. I got to get off this. It's boring, but somebody somewhere somehow needs to talk to Coach Gates, and I say it in a respectful manner. Nothing personal. But how can you be the head basketball coach at the University of Missouri if your basketball team continues to be this bad shooting free throws and you are not able? If you can't get your team to shoot free throws, why are they even on your team? Why do you have an offense designed to attack the rim? And they do. Their offense is all about attacking the rim. They're not a team that's hitting three-point shots. It's getting in the paint. Makes no sense. Absolutely no freaking sense to me. All right, we'll come back. We'll get into some of the SLU stuff, which is going well. That's the positive news in St. Louis. Bill Belichick, I know a lot of St. Louis people don't like him. Not a first-time Hall of Fame ballot. And you know what? I agree. And I'll explain why. I'll explain why he didn't make it, and I have no problem for it. Some Cardinals news. We'll let you know what's happening on that side of things as well. And school's back in session. We'll talk about that. And we are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at luinfo.com. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. The phone number is 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. Producer Rise here. I'm Vic Faust. You can live stream us on X, Facebook, and YouTube. We will take a quick break. We'll come back right after this on Arch City Now.
Hot Take Central 2.0.
No, it's really getting out of hand, man. It's going way out of control.
With Cam Jansen.
I'm going to lead you down the path that rocks.
And Jimmy the Cat Hayes.
You're a legend in the city, moving by day instead of night.
Weekday mornings from 8 to 10.
Hell yeah.
Only on the information station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com. Hot Take Central 2.0.
This whole situation is getting out of control.
I'm Big Toe Media President Dave Green, and for the last few months, I've been telling you about what makes Home Bank different. Local people, local decisions, and real relationships. So let me take that a step further. When you walk into Home Bank, you're not walking into a system, you're walking into a conversation. This is a bank that understands St. Louis because they're part of it. The people making decisions live here, work here, and invest back into the same communities you do. That matters, especially when you need answers, flexibility, and a partner you can trust. Big banks can make promises. Home Bank builds relationships. If you're ready for a smarter, more personal banking experience, I'd encourage you to start that conversation today with Home Bank, the team behind our team. Visit myhomebank.bank or call 855-577-2001. Home Bank, member FDIC. More than a bank, they're your business partner.
luinfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
Your luinfo.com news report. A Missouri lawmaker is pushing for public input on any proposed Kansas City Royal Stadium built within city limits. Representative Mike Jones of Platte County said he plans to introduce legislation requiring public involvement if a stadium project moves through Port KC or the Port Authority. Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas said negotiations are progressing and any financial package would go through the city council. A St. Louis man faces felony charges after a wrong-way crash Friday that killed 2 men and injured 2 police officers. 22-year-old Terrell Jackson faces several charges. Investigators say he drove a silver Audi the wrong way on I-170 and collided with a police vehicle. 2 passengers in Jackson's car, believed to be fleeing, were killed. After 25 years of steel production in Alton, Illinois, Alton Steel Inc. announced it's shutting down operations indefinitely. The company cites growing competition, aging infrastructure, and industry consolidation as major factors. About 253 employees will be impacted. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com and the free Lou Info app, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, luinfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your luinfo.com weather update. Fairly mild today. Will be a lot colder on Thursday and Friday. We have a little cold front moving in. No snow expected with that, but we do have chilly air on the way. We'll be hitting about 30 for the high today, and we should get sunshine. Overnight, some clouds down to about 10, and then we'll stay cloudy on Thursday, high around 20. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com and free Lou Info app.
Fast Track Auto Transport has been a trusted leader in vehicle shipping for over 25 years, providing reliable, affordable service across the U.S. Fast Track offers fast and safe transportation solutions for individuals, dealerships, fleets, and businesses of all sizes. The Fast Track team prides itself on honest communication, competitive pricing, and real-time tracking, which gives our customers peace of mind from pickup to delivery. Whether you're shipping a single car or managing a large fleet, Fast Track delivers a smooth, hassle-free experience every time. Come see why Fast Track Auto Transport has been St. Louis's go-to company for all your vehicle transport needs for over 25 years. The trusted way, the safe way, the Fast Track way. Visit ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004. That's ftautotrans.com or call 636-677-9004.
All right, Cam, be honest. New Year's resolution still holding strong?
Not so much, Kat. But I did decide on one thing that I'm sticking with. making home life better in 2026.
And that's a good one. And if better includes more fun, more time outside, and less stress, then you need to talk to Merrimack Pools and Outdoors.
Absolutely. They build backyard escapes, pools, patios, outdoor kitchens, the kind of place everyone actually wants to hang out.
And now's the perfect time to plan. Don't wait until summer hits. Start now, get it designed right, and be ready when the warm weather shows up.
Merrimack Pools and Outdoors walks you through the whole process from design to construction, and they do it the right way.
So if your New Year's goal is fewer trips, fewer crowds, and more memories at home, go to SplashSTL.com.
That's SplashSTL.com, and make this year the year your backyard finally wins. That's SplashSTL.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Hey guys, always like talking with my friend Jim the Cat Hayes during the break. We're talking Cardinals pitchers and catchers reporting not too long from now in March. Dude, we're going into February. It's only a month away, man.
This is the fastest year.
2025 was the fastest
Already.
year.
No, this is already the fastest year, man. I'm going to be honest. Like, 2025 was fast after I crossed the stage, but like this year, I didn't think I'd already be a month into 2026.
Yeah, I know, man. We're already 1 month down. That's how fast time goes. Life just kind of zooms by just like that. Make the most of it. I always say it. Be as positive as you can. Worry about the things you can control as much as you possibly can. 7:37 on a Wednesday morning, January 28th. We're just talking about the month going by so fast. Just 3-4 days left in the month, and here we are. Welcome into February. Hey, by the way, the sun is up this morning. It's supposed to be a balmy 30 degrees today, which yesterday, 31 or whatever it was, felt like it was 51. It was like, oh, I don't need my hat and gloves and coat anymore. This is pretty good. Hit the town, baby. But enjoy today in the sunshine because it's going to get a lot colder over the next 4 or 5 days. Yeah, it's winter. Those things happen. At least it's not getting dark at 4:30. It's starting to extend just a little bit, so we can enjoy that. By the way, we are Arch City. Now, if you ever want to jump in with us, you can. We give you the phone number, 855-282-8255. If you want to jump in, chat about anything St. Louis, promote anything, restaurants, entertainment, people, charities, whatever the case, get your thoughts in on any of the topics. Some days we're very sports heavy. Some days we're entertainment. Some days it's music. It just depends on what's happening. And we try to go with the flow with what you guys text us and message us because you can live stream us every day on X, Facebook, and YouTube, getting you the vibe of things that are happening all around the area. By the way, we are your Lou Information Station. We are live and on demand at LouInfo.com. And the other voice you just heard was that of producer Rye. Okay, 7:38. Getting into the positive thing that we have going on in St. Louis from a sports standpoint is SLU basketball. Now, they almost ruined it last night, and I know it's a tough thing. They don't have a very tough schedule, so you expect them to win every game, as I do. They should win every game they play. They're favored in every game they play, and they will be the rest of the way. The issues last night, Robbie Avila had to hit a three-pointer. Then he had to hit one at the end of the game. And thank God he did, or SLU would have been upset at home by George Washington last night. But in the end, SLU gets it done. They get the victory on a 3-point walk-off shot by Robbie Avila. They literally Josh Church set up a 3-point shot to end the game with their big, a 6'9" guy at the top of the key. Here was the call and the fun from Chaffetz Arena.
On the move. Thames to Robbie. The three. Hits it! With 3 seconds. Long pass. Intercepted by Robbie. And the Pelicans win it on a 3 by Avila. And they storm the Player of the Year candidate in front of the scorer's table.
You see Kellen here just on the drive. What a beautiful pass. Castro just too deep on the help.
An absolute thriller at Chaffetz. You see it again. They design it for Robbie, and he buries it.
And that was the call. Bob Ramsey. It sounded like Bob Ramsey doing a terrific job right there. Loving life. 79-76. The Billikens win. They're ranked 21st in America right now. They're 20-1. Now, with just how attrition goes, the Billikens continue to win. By the end of the season, they'll be a top 15 team. They will. Maybe even better than that. It just depends on how many other people lose. But if they win all the games, they could get up in the top 10. Vic, you're getting ahead of yourself. I know they were in danger of losing last night. I get it. But you're talking about a team that was down 15 in the first half. If they're on the road, yeah, maybe they don't come back and win. But they were at home and they did what they had to do. And thank God they got a guy, as you just heard, a player of the year candidate, and Robbie Avila, who had his season high point total, 22 points last night, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. I love he's a big man that can pass. The offense can go through to him. And the other thing, how about this Trey Green? Trey Green last night was burying threes. I think he had 6 threes. He had 23 points. And the Billikens found a way to get it done. They just found a way to win. They didn't freak out. They continued to battle. George Washington had some really bad possessions in the second half, late in the game, final 5 minutes, thankfully for SLU. But SLU wins. They're 20-1 now, and they'll be favored in every single game that they play. Every single game that they play. No doubt they're solidly into the tournament, playing for seeding at this point in time. And you just got to get excited about it. Feel good about what we see with the Billikens. And I get frustrated, my friend, because they don't play anybody. They don't. I don't know how the Billikens would be even if they played in an average conference like the SEC. But they play in the Atlantic 10 right now, and they're dominating the Atlantic 10. With a 14 straight win, their 20-1 mark is the best 21 mark record, or 20-1 record. That's the best SLU has ever had through 21 games. It's historic what is happening right now with SLU basketball. And you got to enjoy it, or at least you should enjoy it. And who knows how good they could be, especially with some matchups. A lot of times, when it comes to the NCAA tournament, it's about matchups. They're 8-0 in the A10, 14 straight wins, best start in school history. Well, they have a huge game coming up Friday. I say huge just because of years past. It's not like Dayton is some dominant team. They're a 14-7 team. They've lost 3 games in the Atlantic 10. I'm sorry. I know we want to hype it up and get fans out to the state, get fans out to Chaffetz on Friday, but Dayton's not some really good team. They're just not. Okay, they're not. The best team the Billikens played all year was Stanford, and Stanford's not going to the NCAA tournament. They're just not. I don't think you're going to see Stanford. So, that's the interesting thing right now is, Stanford's a 14-6 team. And that's the only team that SLU has lost to. And, so that means SLU's got to win all these games. All these games. So, because the only team they lost to, Stanford, is not some good team. Stanford did have a win against a ranked team. They beat North Carolina 95 to 90 this year. But outside of that, not much. Not much at all. And they beat Louisville 80-76, but they'll be a borderline team. So SLU gets the victory. Friday night, big game. If you want to look, get behind something that's really positive, and that's the Billikens. Friday night, Chaffetz Arena against Dayton. So if you want to get back out to a game, Producer Rye, that's where you go. Yeah, it's a SLU Friday night, unless you're busy. Do they have you working here at the station on Friday?
I don't work at the station, but I may be scheduled watching kids practice basketball. So I don't know.
Ooh,
what time is the game, actually? Because
I think it's 7.
I may go.
I want to get another. Maybe I'll head out there.
I think it's because Dayton's like a rival or something. Or we just never beat Dayton. I don't really know.
Okay.
Genuinely.
Well,
I
there
did
is
know Dayton did have a kid like a couple years ago that was nice.
Okay.
Like super good. So I don't think he's still on the team.
Well, there's other news. And the first time I heard something about this happening was a few weeks ago. U.S. Senator Josh Hawley out of the state of Missouri had brought up or petitioned or brought up the idea of of SLU petitioning the Big East for membership. That would be great from a sport. I see it. I guess the East Coast teams don't see it. Of SLU transferring into the Big East out of the A10. I looked, I saw they have 11 teams in the Big East for basketball. Why not match it up with 12? There's no doubt SLU sports, including basketball, at least this year, and a coach like Josh Schurz, who Bruce Pearl even last week said is one of the best college basketball coaches that nobody has heard of.
I see it. I kind of see what he was saying though.
Who?
The guy.
Oh, well, I'll get to I'll give the quote here, and then I'd love your take on it. I really would, specifically from a basketball standpoint, since you're a college basketball guy. Okay, so report came. So Josh Hawley had brought it up. That's the first time I went, oh, I like that. You know, I'm a St. Louis guy. Love to see SLU get into a conference like the Big East. But according to @real Rob Reinhardt, he says that SLU officials approached the Big East the last week of the proposal for joining the conference, which he says was, quote, swiftly denied. Rob Reinhardt was reporting yesterday. He says, quote, I'm told members of the Big East leadership, along with consultants from the NCAA, told SLU that they're, quote, not yet primed to compete at a high major level with excellent legacy programs like DePaul and Xavier. They are this year, my friend. That was end of quote. Now, that's pretty tough. The Big East sees themselves that strong and is ripping they're basically saying the A10 is no good. The A10 is nothing to the Big East. Okay, I get it. So you looked at it. What was the point you wanted to make?
I get it now. I don't know why he said DePaul and Xavier.
Those are the two, because they're probably two of the worst teams in the conference.
They are, but like
that was their starting point.
But like, you should have said they don't match up with even a Creighton.
Like, yep, no, but Creighton has tournament success.
Yeah, they have a lot of tournament success. Butler has a lot of tournament success. St. John's has Patino now. Like
all UConn, more than Mizzou too.
UConn, you know they've had tournament.
Even Marquette, who's having a terrible year.
That's what I'm saying.
Is considered to be a really good basketball school.
Georgetown, you remember back in the day, the Hoyas.
Well, even in the last couple of years, they've been
all right. It's just they're terrible this year. But it's like I understand what he's saying, but like you know how people say right message, wrong messenger. Why say DePaul when you have these other schools to be like, you know what? This school barely even makes it to the tournament half the time. I've never really seen SLU in the tournament for real. So like it just doesn't really make sense right now. Right? Win the A10 a couple times and then you can move out.
Yeah, I think that's what it would take.
Yeah.
And I get your point. I do. Why would the Big East want a 12 school? Do they see somebody else who would be better instead of a Johnny come lately? So let's be real. SLU basketball has not been anything really special in a while. They just haven't been. So, I mean, I understand what the Big East is saying, but I'd still love to see. So I think it would be a good fit. But we see it because we see the kind of coach that Josh Schurz is. And I know Avila's gone after this year. The guy is, but you've got some good. I mean, Kellen Thames is a really good player. He's, if not the best, maybe the second best sixth man in America.
Yeah. Does Robbie Avila's game translate to the NBA?
No, he's not fast. In my humble, here's the thing. This is what
not fast enough for that game.
I don't think he's fast enough. And he's not big enough to not be fast. That's my humble. You know more about it than I do.
It's like it's literally like he's built like a smaller version of Jokic. And if you don't demand the ball like Jokic, it's not going to work.
If you give him a wide open three, he can hit it. And it works in college because big men, you know, Troy Robertson talked about this on the broadcast last night. Big men are not used to standing out on that 3-point line for that long.
Exactly.
And that's the key that you can give him. Josh Hurst drew up a play for him to hit the game-winning shot, and we showed it to you, and you listened to it, and it worked.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits
that shot all the time, too.
And I like the game because Kellen Thames is driving.
Yeah, he's nice.
He's driving the paint and the rim, and he's drawn single, double coverage. They're closing in on him. Avila loops back around 3-point line, open for 2 3-point shots. He hits them both. They win the game, and they avoid the upset.
I think on this SLU team, Kellen Thames is the most guy that could go to the next level. Even though he doesn't have that jump shot, he has that dog in him where he can
Are you
go.
saying we got to hope that he stays at SLU?
No, yeah, he's gonna stay.
They got to. So they're gonna have to
They're gonna
pony.
give him some money.
He's gonna have to. They're gonna have to pony up.
They're staying. He's staying.
Because he is literally the number 1 or number 2 6 man in America coming off the bench. Is he happy coming off the bench? I don't know. We'll have to see.
But he's the only guy on the team. I'm like, you know what? This guy looks like he can be on a floor and guard. Like he just looks like he'll be like a Herb Jones, not Jay Good. He don't rebound like Jay Good though. But the defense, yeah, he's lengthy. He can switch on everything. It's like I like watching him.
Well, they play Friday night at Dayton. If you want to go watch it, you can do that. Love talking about the positive with the Billikens. Best 21 game start in school history, undefeated in the conference, 21, ranked 21. If they continue to win, they'll be right around a top 10 team. They will be with the attrition of other teams beating each other up who are ranked ahead of them. I was looking at that early this morning. This is Art City Now. Producer Rice here. I'm Vic Faust. 7:52 on a Wednesday morning, January 28th. The sun is up today. Should be a decent weather day considering what we've had the past week. I did think this was pretty interesting. Okay, a couple things here, NFL related. First of all, Bill Belichick was denied being a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. 6 Super Bowl titles as a head coach, 2 as a defensive coordinator, Bill Parcells and the Giants. Okay. Clearly the resume's there. But because he wasn't a kind man in dealing with the media, or was it because of the cheating scandals? I have no issue with Bill Belichick being slapped on the wrist, everybody knowing that his credentials, what he did as an on-the-field coach, being arguably the best in history. It's not because he was a bad guy. I'm telling you. And I wish these voters would talk. We don't know who they are. I wish they would talk and explain it. I have to think it's because of Spygate, cheating, which was confirmed. It's not a guesstimate. Deflategate, when your quarterback cheating with deflated balls. I'm telling you, these things, there has to be a slap on the wrist. And there were 11 writers that said no. That's all it took. Of the 50, I guess, or 51, 50. I have no problem. The man, as a head coach, was caught cheating. So this is a way, and I know there may be people who disagree with me. Oh, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying, which is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
Tuna says that.
Ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Okay, whatever. BS.
I also have a
That's
question.
such a simpleton attitude.
I also have a question.
Yeah, well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, and you just lost out on something you wanted. So guess who loses? Bill
Should've cheated.
Belichick.
But I have a question though. If there is a coach,
I like
right?
tuna. Come on, Charlie.
If there is a coach, right? I'm not gonna say any names, and his record was 83 and 104, would he be in the Hall of Fame?
83 and 104.
Yeah, he's won 83 games and lost 104.
Not unless they had like 3 Super Bowl championships or something.
What if they had? That's Bill Belichick's record without Tom Brady. 83 and 104.
I haven't even gotten to that point of it yet. Then we saw what Bill Belichick was when Tom Brady left. Tom Brady went and won a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick went in the tank before Tom Brady arrived. Now, he did put Tom Brady in the game because he had nobody else.
Yeah.
He kept him there. Maybe he gets credit for that. What was his record without Tom Brady?
83 and 104. With him, He's 249 and 75.
Yep.
That's a 77%
And what did Tom Brady go into the Super Bowl?
It made it to 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it to 2.
Tom Brady went and did what he needed to do. He showed that he didn't need Bill Belichick. So Bill Belichick, and that's not why the voters did that. That's just me sticking it in a little bit more.
Do you think he should have been a first ballot? Though?
No.
Because he cheated?
Yes. 100%. And
he cheated on like what, 2 of them?
Well, we don't know how much. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That is
Ooh.
Something I have learned.
Yeah, now that I think about it, he probably cheated on all of them. Maybe.
Look at the cheating scandals, not only with Bill Belichick, but with Tom Brady. And I love Tom. But Tom cheated. He was cheating. Ain't cheating, ain't trying. Okay. No. Well, Bill Belichick was just checked. And I love it. Because his legacy gets tainted. And I'm not even talking about his piss poor management of a college football program at North Carolina. I mean, he can't coach college. He can't. Where's North Carolina? They may come out this year and be fine, but I mean, and sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. But come on. Oh, damn. This show goes by so fast.
Didn't Bill just sign that the guy that got caught with the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Petrino. They'll be better. Offense. Yeah, we got to get out of here. Hey, by the way, the Patriots have also proven, now Robert Kraft has proven he can do it without Bill Belichick or Tom Brady.
I've been watching Speak Easy. You know that pod?
No.
Speak Easy. It's Acho, Shady McCoy.
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
I've been watching that, and he's literally replicating what he did with the Patriots before. He's like, this is my show. I did this.
And by the way, since 2011 now, every year, the Super Bowl has had an AFC team that is either the Patriots or the Chiefs since 2011. Chew on that. Since 2011 to 2026 now, you have had at least the Patriots or the Chiefs in every Super Bowl.
There hasn't been an AFC team that's made it to the Super Bowl since 2011?
Besides those two.
Are we for real?
Yeah, check it out. Cray. Since 2011. Anyway, we got to get out of here. Love you guys. I stumped you on that one, didn't I?
Yo, I'm so shocked. I'm looking that up right after this.
Arch City now. Stay positive. Have a great day. We'll see you at 6 a.m. tomorrow. For producer Ryan, Vic Faust. Hot Take Central 2.0 coming up next.